So it turns out that Cinderace VMAX is actually really good. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at Cinderace VMAX. This deck is a deck that Josh Hatter has recently taken to a couple of strong finishes. I know there's a 5-2, a 5-2-1 in there. There was a 4-2 as well. Like, he's doing an incredibly good job with this deck. It turns out that Cinderace VMAX actually has a pretty solid place in this meta. So before we jump into taking a look at the list, make sure if you haven't already, jump down below in the description. You'll find a whole bunch of stuff there. There's links to my Twitter, to my Twitch, to my Discord, all sorts of stuff. Josh's Twitter account is down there as well. The list is down there as well. Follow him if you get a chance. Make sure you do that. That would be great. Like the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let's take a look at the list and see how this one's supposed to work. So this one isn't going to be too difficult. There's not a huge amount of craziness happening here. It is just a flat-out, strong, welder-based deck, and it's all focused on our Cinderace VMAX. With Counter and Max Pyro Ball, this Pokemon has a couple of incredibly strong attacks. For 3 energy, we can deal 170 damage, and obviously our opponent's Pokemon will be burned. That is going to be half-hitting every single Pokemon in the game, no matter how big they are. Eternatus VMAX has 340 HP, 170, plus 20, plus 170 or whatever. You're going to get a knockout. It's going to happen, right? And the best thing is that the burn can stick, that extra damage can tick over. You might even be able to get a knockout with something like a Volcanion as well. It means that that damage that they do with that second attack on Volcanion, 110, is not going to necessarily be wasted in specific scenarios, but also the first attack is incredible on this particular card. Counter for 2 energy deals 30 damage, plus the amount of damage that was dealt to this Pokemon last turn, and if you'll remember, there's not a lot of Pokemon in this format that can easily deal 320 damage. In fact, Eternatus VMAX is one of the most potent attackers, and the most that they could possibly deal is 270. So if we get hit for a lot of damage, we could potentially send that damage all straight back to our opponent. We might not one-shot them, but we will definitely put them within range of getting knocked out by our Cinderace. Now, if that is the case, if we are going to get hit for a lot of damage, we've got access to Giant Bomb, which means that sometimes we are going to be able to get those big one-shots. Let's just talk about Eternatus once more. If Eternatus hits into us for 270 damage, we aren't getting knocked out. This Giant Bomb's going to trigger, they're going to deal 100 damage to themselves, and then we'll be able to knock them out with Counter. So we've got a really, really strong attack that's ready to deal big damage to those kind of Pokemon. We've got all of the benefits of a Firebox deck as well. Talking about Volcanion with High Heat Blast, I remember the name of the attack now. And we've got Heatran-GX as well for that massive Hot Burn or Steaming Stomp. There's Cramorant as well, Spit Shot and Beak Catch, both incredibly potent attacks, but you know that by now. We also have access to a Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff in this deck. Now, this one is a bit of a medical. It's incredibly strong against Pikarom. If you're expecting to see that a lot, then this card will be very, very strong. It'll also be pretty good against Mewtwo and Mewtag Team GX, but obviously, as the meta develops, if it moves towards a more VMAX-focused game plan, then Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff might be a slot that you could cut, but I think it's pretty solid regardless. And then, on top of that, we've got a whole bunch of extra support Pokemon, the usual ones. Crobat, we've got 2 copies of the Dedenne, we've got access to Eldegoss as well to get those welders back into our hand. We've also got 2 Jirachi, which is a pretty strong card. Also, Giratina to discard Special Energy, and also 1 copy of Zigzagoon as well. We can pair that up with 3 copies of Scoop Up Net to help us get to those numbers that we need to get one-shots on those VMAX Pokemon. Like I was saying, if we get hit from an Eternatus for 270 damage, then we can get that. We can potentially get that knockout with 4 Zigzagoon ticks, which is going to be hard to do, but we can get there, right? So it's actually possible to get that one shot without the Giant Bomb. Right now, there's a lot of 3-of counts in this deck. I'm just realizing now. I mean, we've got 3 Giant Hearth, we've got 3 switches as well. We've got 3 copies of Pokemon Communication and 4 Quick Ball. Nothing too special. 2 Fire Crystal to get energy back, and 2 Reset Stamp to slow our opponents down. It's a Welder-based deck, so we're going to be accelerating energy with Welder. You guys know how this card works. And we've got Professor's Research, 1 copy of that, just in case things go wrong. 2 copies of Boss to round out the supporters. And there's 11 fire energy in the deck. Now, just before we go, this Pokemon, Cinderace V, is actually really, really strong as well. With Crimson Legs, we can do 140 damage, and we've got Field Runner, which means that we can retreat for free if there is a stadium in play. I'm a massive fan of this deck. I've always thought that Cinderace VMAX is good enough to be successful. It's never had a chance so far, but now Josh is doing good things with it. So what I'll do is I'll jump out on the ladder and see if we can't get a couple of games with this deck and get a few wins along the way. Here we go. I've been really flying through this one today. I hope that everyone's keeping up. Feel free to go back and pause if you have to. We've got Cinderace V to start with here. I think that's probably the best start we could have. We're going first, which is unfortunate, but we have Welder and Energy in our hands, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think we're going to Quick Ball away this Lopunny here to grab ourselves a Jirachi. We'll play that down. And there's a part of me that thinks we might just be able to pass here. We don't really need to attach. We can Welder 2 energy next turn. We know that we've got access to them. We've got the Cinderace that we can Welder to. We've got the Heatran that could come in and take a knockout. There's a lot of stuff that we can do next turn. And that's why going second with these Volcanion-based Welder decks is sometimes incredibly powerful. We'll see it here from our opponent because they've got Volcanion as well. They are going to be able to get a big a big acceleration turn going on here, provided, of course, that they have access to all of the things that they need. And this Charizard V is very interesting. I have not seen Charizard V or VMAX on PTCGO for a very long time, and our opponents managed to find the shiny one from Champion's Path, so that's pretty rad. We've got a Volcanion using Flare Starter here. They're going to chuck the Vitality Band onto that Charizard. They're going to accelerate some energy. So we're actually going up against one of the few decks that can one-shot a Cinderace VMAX here. So we might need to get a little bit lucky. We've got guaranteed knockout on the active Volcanion. The question is, do we want to take that knockout, or do we want to try and do something else? Let's Welder first. We'll Welder that energy to the Cinderace V. And we have got an absolutely dead hand here. I think we retreat into the Heatran. I want to save the Cinderace. I don't know if that's necessarily a good card to lose early. We'll let them take the Heatran if they get the chance. We'll take a knockout. Hopefully we find ourselves a Quick Ball or a Welder. Pokemon, that's acceptable. Now we've at least got access to Eldegoss at the end of this turn, so we can grab ourselves a Welder. But yeah, no, not in a great position here. But, you know, it could be worse. Our opponent looks like they're gearing up to take a knockout with the second attack from Charizard V. So that's okay. If they're going to leave this Charizard in the active so we can half hit it, that would be great. You can grab a fresh 6 with their Dedenne here. They've got the box topper promo as well. There's very nice full art Charizards on our opponent's side of the field. I should try and grab some more. I like those cards. They're pretty cool. Grab them online. As long as I don't have to grab them in real life, because they're incredibly expensive. What a waste of money Charizard is at the moment. That's one of the reasons that I'm not a big fan of Vivid Voltage, by the way. There's a Charizard in it, and everyone's going to freak out about it. That's okay. We've managed to lose our Heatran here. They're going to take 2 prizes, but we have access to Jirachi and a Cinderace. That reset stamp looks pretty good as well. Now, I am going to Pokecom away the Zigzagoon. I could go for the Eldegoss here, but there's a part of me that wants to just move this game along with a Dedenne. I think it's going to be fine. We will attach the energy here and then use Reset Stamp, reduce the amount of cards in our opponent's hand to 4, which I like. Then we will Dedenne. This gives us the best chance to get into the VMAX and the Welder. So I'm glad that we've done this. We've managed to get ourselves Giant Bomb and Welder here. I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have used the Giant Hearth first. That's okay. Fire Crystal is a decent card to grab off of here. We can half hit nicely. This is not a problem. What do we got here? What are we going to do? We're going to grab these fire energies. I think we just... let's quick ball. Let's do some thinning. We can get rid of a fire energy because we've got the crystal in our hand. We can grab, like, Crobat to try and extend a little bit more. Because the thing that we're looking for, we are looking to get the VMAX. If we get the VMAX, I feel like we're in a good spot. So let's grab the Crobat just in case we need to extend. I'll use the fire crystal, grab some energies back. There's 4 energies in hand. We're going to welder 2 of those to the Cinderace. There's the VMAX. Okay, so we don't need to use the Crobat here. We've got all that we need. We can chuck the giant bomb down. I don't think I should switch here, actually. I was about to instinctively switch. I think I'm going to pick up the Jirachi, because that means that I can then switch again next turn if I have to. We can max Pyro Ball now. If our opponent chooses to take a knockout, then they are going to receive a lot of damage back with the giant bomb. So this is pretty good. The only way our hand can get better as well is if we manage to find a Pokemon off the top deck that we can welder to, because we don't need any more energy on this Cinderace, and our Heatran is already gone. Alright, so what is it that our opponent is going to do? I mean, they need to welder to the active, triple acceleration energy, they need to evolve into a Charizard VMAX. Since they've got the Vitality Band, they need 10 extra damage. They're going to need the Zigzagoon as well. So there's a very, very easy path to a one-shot here. But if they do that, then they're committing to this Charizard. And there's a very, very good chance that we'll be able to use Jirachi to find a Pokemon that we can welder onto and take a knockout with. So I'm feeling pretty good. Here comes the welder from my opponent. So he's feeling pretty confident as well. 2 energies onto that Charizard. Can he find the VMAX and the Triple Excel? I hope not. But I'm still not in a terrible position. They'll be on 1 prize. There's a part of me that feels a little bit guilty for getting rid of that second reset stamp now. Would have been good to stamp this deck down to 1. I don't think it would have been able to respond to that. But that's okay. We're still in a pretty strong spot. They still have to knock us out. And it is 2 cards away. They've got 6 in hand. They've got a 2-card combo they need to take a knockout, and it looks like they don't have it. Looks like they're switching, and they're going into the other Charizard V here. That's very interesting. There's the Zigzagoon, so they had half of it. Maybe they didn't have the VMAX or the Triple Excel, and they're just passing there. So this is really, really good for us. We can just gust out this Charizard. We have absolutely no problems doing that. What else can we do? I don't think we really need to do anything else. Let's just take a knockout. That seems fair. Pretty solid stuff there. Now, unfortunately, this means that we are still in the same position that we were in before. If our opponent manages to get themselves going here, they might be able to steal the march a little bit. Although, to be fair, they cannot take a knockout with a Charizard next turn. They have no energy on the board. So that is good things for us. And we got the Pokecom off the prizes as well, which means that we can find another basic that we can welder onto, which I really like. That seems like a good idea to me. Get ourselves a backup attacker here. We are in a pretty strong spot, I'd reckon. There's no knockout coming from our opponent this turn, or at least it's not likely. And we are in a very good spot to put ourselves 2 prizes away from winning the game. So, very, very happy with this so far. We'll just sit back and wait. I don't want to count our chickens just yet, because anything can happen in this game. There's an attachment to the Charizard V, and then a boss. So they might just be trying to stall us out here. This doesn't seem like a very this is not an aggressive play. This is a play for someone who is trying to save the game. And that's why we held on to the switch before, right? We held on to that switch because we knew we might need it. The scoop up net would not have done the job. So we are away here. Let's Pokecom. We can get rid of the Crobat, no longer required, to grab ourselves. I actually think Cramorant is the best play here, because if we weld it to Cramorant, that means that we are 100% guaranteed to take the win next turn, as long as everything goes according to plan. So we'll attach. We will switch. We don't need to play anything else, really. We could thin a little bit more with Giant Half, but I don't think we need to. I mean, we will. Oh, there's no energies. We'll just get rid of the Cinderace. That's fine. And then we max Pyro Ball. And now we're 2 prizes away from winning the game. We have 2 powered attackers. Both of them are capable of taking a knockout on a Dedenne on the bench. We've got Crobat to try and draw more cards. We've got Giant Hearth and Cinderace. We can discard cards, we can play cards down. We're going to be in a pretty good spot here no matter what happens. So there's a welder to the Charizard. Can our opponent manage to take that knockout that he's been looking for? The fact that we knocked out the Zigzagoon is good news for us. It means that they're unlikely to be able to do it themselves, because they need to scoop the Zigzagoon up to take the knockout. Unless they have multiple. They may have multiple copies, I don't know. I'm not his mum. Here comes a Dedenne. So, going looking one last time for all those cards. There's the Zigzagoon. Here's the Dedenne. Do we see the VMAX? They got rid of the triple acceleration energy, which is great news for us. There's the VMAX. Do they have the triple for G-Max Wildfire? Or are we going to be sad? Just waiting here. Just being patient. Here comes Primate Wisdom. One more card. Do they have it? Do they have the knockout? I mean, I'm not worried because I've won. We've obviously got Cramorant. It's all good. And even if they do manage to like gust us or somehow take a knockout on that Cramorant, we are good to go because I mean we've got Crobat in hand. We can just thin a whole bunch of cards out and then go looking for boss, which would be fantastic. What are we doing here, friends? Are we gonna see a knockout? Are we gonna knock? We're getting knocked out? Are we getting knocked out? No, we are not. What a shame. No knockout. We will retreat into the Cramorant. Take the knockout on the Dedenne. There's our last two prizes. That's a pretty solid effort, frankly. I think this deck performed very well. Let's take it out again, see if we can't win another one. Alrighty, almost missed the coin flip. It's not like me to be late on the record button, but this is okay. Grass deck box. That's interesting. This could be a very short one if we are playing against the grass deck. Although, to be fair, people are doing this quite a lot now. They're choosing just a random deck box and like a random typed deck box. Yeah, they're playing Eternatus. There we go. They don't have any grass Pokemon in the deck at all. They can't. It's all dark Pokemon. But this is going to be interesting because I think that this deck can actually handle Eternatus pretty well. So we will see how this goes. We will draw an extra card. We've got a Pokecom here, which I like a lot. They've started Eternatus and Hooper. We've got Jirachi. We've managed to luck into one of our two Jirachis to start off with, which is fantastic, frankly. And look at this. They've used a special energy. Special energy, guys. This is a bit of a worry for them. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we could potentially do here. But I think we Stellar Wish first. That Welder is such a good card to get. Oh my goodness gracious me. Very happy with that. Let's Pokecom. Get rid of the Center Scorch. I keep saying that. The Cinderace VMAX. We'll grab the Volcanion. We can attach that to... Or we can attach energy to that with Welder. Words are hard. Then we can play down the Cinderace. We can scoop up the Jirachi. We can put the Volcanion in the active. Now, this is an interesting situation. I think I'm going to attach... I'm going to use Flare Starter, obviously. I think I need to get rid of this energy, guys. I think I need to go looking for my Giratina. I just don't know whether I should put the Jirachi down first, or discard it. I think I should get rid of it. It's a bit of a risk here, because we don't have any extra cards to draw. Like, I mean, we literally have no cards to draw if we choose to do this. We know that they can't do anything. Maybe we just grab the Eldegoss to guarantee the world next turn? We're not gonna... Oh my goodness. This is a tough one. Dedenne? Let's just grab Dedenne. Let's just grab Dedenne. We can Flare Starter. We can get a whole bunch of energy here. If they do take the knockout, it's fine. It's fine. But there is going to be a turn in this game where we can get rid of that special energy. I think I just panicked. I think I just panicked there. I should have done something. I just sat here and did nothing. I wonder why I did nothing. Okay, so they're going to attach to the active. That's good for us. It means that we can control their attachment next turn. We're going to need to guarantee that they have to attach to the active. They're getting rid of another energy out of their hand, which is very, very good. We need to go looking for this Giratina if we can. I just couldn't leave my hand the way it was. We couldn't leave it without any draw.
Here comes Zigzagoon. They're going to place that damage counter onto the Cinderace V, and fair enough too. Then they're going to Crobat and draw some more cards. They're going to be able to take the knockout on the Volcanion, but they want to take the knockout on the Cinderace if they can. All of that energy on the bench. We really should have just gone for the Giratina. We should have guaranteed it, but that's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, guys. I'm saying this to make myself feel better. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Here comes Professor's research. So no boss. They had the boss as well, but they obviously couldn't take the knockout with it. So I'm feeling happy about that. They may just take the one prize. There is the Dread End. And we're going to promote this massive Cinderace to the active. And we'll see what we can do here. Grabbing another Cinderace off of the top deck is not bad at all. We can Fire Crystal, just grab that energy there. I can attach, which is fine. I'm going to play the... Oh, I should play Reset Stamp. Whoops, oh well, doesn't matter. Play the Dedenne. Oh, this is an interesting one. We have 5 energy in play. Let's just have a think about it. How many energy do we need to get a Heatran to use Hot Burn for a knockout? I think that we just need 2. I think we just need 2 energy, guys. Quick Ball here. There's a Welder in the bin. Get rid of the boss. We can grab a cheeky little Eldegoss here, actually. We can grab a cheeky little Eldegoss, and then we just need to Crobat into an energy, which is I think if we oh, actually, we need to Crobat into a switch as well. Oh my god, we got everything! Okay, let's just settle down. We're going to weld it to the Heatran. Oh, we're going to switch into the Heatran. We're going to move all 7 energy there, which, frankly, is just disgusting that this has been allowed to happen. We're going to move all of that energy. I have no play after this. Yeah, thank goodness he conceded, because I was absolutely done. There was nothing else I could have done. Alrighty, one last game with Cinderace. It's very frustrating that both of the Fire-type VMAXs that are in this game at the moment are Cinderace and Centiskorch, because I am desperately struggling to call this one the right name. Cinderace VMAX. Would we like to go first? No, we would like to go second. And a dark deck box here. That means we are probably going to be playing against something that is an Eternatus. If our last game was anything to be learning from... Wow, words. Oh, it's Eternatus. They've tricked us by playing the correct deck box color. No access to half this game with Celtic Swell in the active. They've placed down the Capture energy as well. What's that? Weakness Guard energy. Get out of the way. It's Weak Guard energy. Okay, no worries. So no Capture energy. I was wondering why there wasn't an extra Pokemon on the bench. That's fine. Okay, so maybe this time we go for that. What an obnoxiously awkward hand this is. Let's Quick Ball away one of these Fire Crystals. We don't need that. I'm going to grab Volcanion. We probably need that. I'm going to Quick Ball away the Fire Energy. I'm going to grab, I don't know, Crobat. We'll throw down the Volcanion. We'll use Scoop Up Net on the Volcanion, and then we'll play the Volcanion back down again, just to thin our hand out. Then we'll use Fire Crystal to grab 1 energy back. And then let's Crobat. See if we can get ourselves a better offer here. We've got a Cinderace, which is good. We can Welder for 1. I don't mind that. Let's Welder for 1. We'll put it on the Volcanion. There's a Dedenne. Okay, so we could Quick Ball here and grab ourselves that Giratina, then Dedenne away. I think that seems like a smart thing to do. Let's grab it. This time, we're not going to be dumb. We're going to Giratina. We're going to get rid of that energy. We're going to try and get into this Volcanion here if we can. Let's Dedenne. See what we can find. We need a switch here. That would be great. There's a switch. This is great. We can go into the Volcanion. We can play down the Giant Hearth as well to get rid of that Chaotic Swell, because that's annoying, and I don't want that in active... I don't want that in the game anymore. And I think we attach to the active because it means now we've got access to all of the things that we need. The problem is that our hand, yet again, is a little bit dead. But they cannot knock us out next turn. They don't have the energy to do it. Unless, of course, they're playing like Turbo Patch, which decks don't really play anymore. So I'm feeling fine. We can get 110 damage onto onto an Eternatus of our choice.
because we've got Boss's Orders in hand, and that 110 damage could give us an opportunity to win the game by attacking into Cinderace. Now, they're actually choosing to gust out our Cinderace V here. Fair enough, and they're going to Crushing Hammer as well. That would have been debilitating. I'm glad that that didn't work. And it's fair enough as well, because this 30 damage is actually very, very relevant to them. Means that they need 1 or 2 less Zigzagoons, because they got 30 damage on that Cinderace already. And they'll be accelerating energy to the bench. Now, oh, look at this. Look at this, a Scoop Up Net. Okay, now I need to be smart here. Do I want more cards, or do I want to just discard their energy? I think I'm going to Quick Ball. We'll get rid of the boss. We'll grab the Dedenne, because then it means we can at least make the choice. Oh, I really want to just play this Giratina. Playing this Giratina seems so good, but if I do that, then I don't have access to any cards. What would you do, comments? What would you do? Would you get rid of the energy, or would you Dedenne? Because I am caught between a rock and a hard place here. And I like neither of those things. They've only got 3 cards left, so we might not get punished by getting rid of this energy. This seems fine. Then we can Crimson Legs. Maybe we can take a knockout on this Eternatus. This is a gamble. I am aware. They could just switch and attach. I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to be so disappointed when they just do it. Okay. What are we looking at here? We've got Pokecom for Crobat. We're Pokecomming Crobat to Pokecom for Crobat. Then we've got Pokecom, which is going to get rid of the Crobat, and I imagine they're going to grab themselves a Crobat. This is Pokemon TCG, ladies and gentlemen. At its finest. Here comes some more cards with Crobat V. Going to play down the Zigzagoon. Do they have a Switch Attachment Eternatus VMAX Knockout? Is that what's going to happen here? That seems like a pretty stacked hand to have. There's a Switch. And a Scoop Up Net? Are you kidding me? If they just have everything here, I'm going to flip out. Okay, they don't have it. Oh, they've got another Scoop Up Net? What? If the last 2 cards in their hand are Energy Eternatus VMAX, it's Professor's research. Why are they placing this damage in different places? It's so weird. I mean, I guess they could just take a knockout on this Cinderace. They're probably expecting that to happen, to be honest. They played down the Chaotix well, so they've given us a free retreat, which is pretty solid. We could retreat and attack with Volcanion if we want to. We can also just take a knockout with the Gust that's in our hand. So this suddenly isn't so bad. We can Gust that out. We can Crimson Legs, take the knockout. Oh, I should have just retreated in the Volcanion. I was literally just talking about it. Oh my god. Oh, Mitches do the darndest things. I clicked on the guy. I could have just retreated. Watch us get punished for this now. We're going to get punished so hard. Although, to be fair, our opponent has not been drawing very well. They must have multiple VMAXs prized, because we haven't seen a single one. Not that I can remember. Yeah, we should have retreated in the Volcanion and attacked with that. Then we would have had... They get a boss. They don't have anything. They're going to boss try and take a knockout on the Cramorant? No worries. What is going on? This is the weirdest game that I've ever played. Well, at least our bad play didn't go punished. They look like they're gearing up for yet another power accelerator. And you know what? That's fine by me. We've finally found a welder, ladies and gents. We've top-decked into one. We can welder the energy. I think the energy goes to the active. Oh, I've managed to find a switch as well. We can play down the Cinderace. We can attach the Giant Bomb. We can use Max Pyro Ball. We're going to put a bunch of damage onto this Eternatus V. This is looking pretty good. They can now take the one shot on us, but we don't care, because if they do, they are going to knock themselves out at some point. We're going to put them in range of that Volcanion, which I like. All is right with the world once more. Feeling pretty good now. That still probably wasn't the most intelligent play. I probably still should have attacked with the Volcanion. But you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm beyond caring. They finally look like they've got the VMAX. Here it comes. It's an expensive looking boy too. Shiny beyond doubt.
Do they evolve the active or not? No, they don't. They're just going to put it on the bench. Maybe they don't have access to the maybe they don't have access to the energy this turn. Maybe we've done incredibly well. They have no Crobats left, so they can't draw more cards that way. They need to use a supporter to draw those cards. They're actually attaching to the active. That's very because they don't have access to dark energy. Why are they attaching to the active? This is a very weird play. I don't feel like this play is representative of this matchup. Just FYI, I don't think that this game is representative of the matchup that we are currently playing. This is a strange one, to say the very least. But we are now in an incredibly strong position. Rose? What? What is going on? Okay, so I think we attach the energy to the Cramorant here. Or we can attach to the active, actually, and then retreat into the Volcanion and take the knockout the way we were supposed to take the knockouts all those other times. It's probably better. Now that they've got the energy, we'll give them nothing. They've got no access to cards. And this is a smart play. We're making the smart play, boys. And now, if we find energy and gust, we can win. Okay. Everything's fine. I'm going very, very slowly crazy. You've seen that happen a lot over the time on this channel, haven't you? And it's been sitting here going crazy in the background. We're just going absolutely gangbusters nuts. It's been crazy stuff. They're going to quick ball, they're going to great ball, they're going to do all sorts of stuff over on their side of the field. I don't even care what they're doing anymore. They're just grabbing Zigzagoons out of the ether. We don't even mind. Because we are way, way, way out in front. I didn't realise they've actually not taken a prize yet because they've not managed to set up. They're going to take that Volcanion. I think we can just Cramorant and set up in their face. Like, we can just use Beak Catch in their face. What are they going to do about it? They're not going to do anything about it. They're not going to do anything about it. We can play down our stadium. What I reckon we do is we attach an energy. It's just a matter of where. I think we put it on the benched Cinderace. I think that's probably the smartest place to put it. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. But we could spit. Do we need to spit shot? Is spit shotting ever going to give us a couple of prizes here? I don't think it will. I'm thinking about this way too much. Why is this? No, just put it on the bench. Then Beak Catch. It's fine. Okay, we got to grab ourselves a couple of cards here. I'm going to grab Eldegoss because that's both supporters that we need. And I think we might grab like a Switch. Switch seems fine. We could grab anything. I think Switch is fine because if we grab Switch, it means that whatever our opponent does, if they like gust something up to try and stop us, then we're fine to go as well. The only thing that can really hurt us here is a Marnie or a reset stamp. They have 9 cards left in deck, 4 in their hand. They're going to take a knockout on this Cramorant for sure. So it's just a matter of time here. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? I don't think they're going to do it. Now, there's the Dedenne. Alright, so we can now promote our Cinderace VMAX to the active. We have Eldegoss for the boss, which is pretty dang good if you ask me. We can do that straight away here. Let's just chuck that Eldegoss down. We'll grab the boss out of the discard pile. We will boss out a Crobat, and then Max Pyro Ball will do 170 damage, plus they'll be burned, which means that they are going to get knocked out until we win the game. What a series of events that game was. That Eternatus deck never really got going. So there it is again, ladies and gentlemen, another top deck bungled by me in the gameplay video. Thank you very much to Josh for putting together a really cool rogue option that has done him pretty well over the last couple of days. Hopefully you follow him on Twitter and see more results from Cinderace VMAX. This card is nuts. I always thought that it had potential, and here it is, doing well in the Champions Path format. Thank you everyone for coming along. Check out the list down below. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.